So on the note, you were just talking about eating pussy. I'd be curious to hear your take on it. Like, what are some of the things that can make a guy better by going down on a girl?
Number one, go slow. Go slower than slow. Go the slowest you think you can possibly go without not doing anything at all or falling asleep. One of the mistakes that men make, and I've saw this in my show, Good Sex. I have a show on Discovery Plus and HBO Max called Good Sex, where we actually put cameras in people's bedrooms, and I got to watch on the camera like the sex that they were having, which as a coach is such a cool opportunity, right? And I've also seen this in my own bedroom, is that most men, maybe there's so much excitement, maybe they finally are there, they're finally in bed and they're finally so excited to be going down on this woman. And what ends up happening is that they speed into or rush into oral sex. And maybe that's because that's kind of what they would like for a woman to be doing to them. Maybe it's because they're nervous. There's all kinds of reasons for this. But what ends up happening is that, number one, it has a sense of being rushed. So this woman is now like, oh my God, like I got to come quickly because we're obviously in a hurry here. It gives us the experience of too much too soon. So a lot of women's bodies sort of can't handle that much sensation. And so they have to sort of shut down a little bit, which is the opposite of what we want, right? We want her to like open up, not close off and shut down, but it's a protective mechanism because the clitoris is so sensitive. I mean, it's impossible to explain. It's like the clitoris is more sensitive than your eyeball, the inside of your eye, the skin on your lips, the skin of your anus. It's more sensitive than all three of those combined, right? Wow. And can you imagine if someone was going to maybe put a contact in for you or had to touch the inside of your eye for some reason or another? I can't imagine what it would be. But if they just raced in there and jabbed you instead of approaching really slowly and like delicately and gently in order to make your eye feel safe, or your lips feel safe, or your anus feel safe, but we don't give the clitoris that same kind of consideration. Instead, most men sort of treat it like a tiny penis. And because the penis can handle a lot more sensation a lot faster, they give that to the clitoris. And in doing so, the clitoris sort of like retreats. Again, not all women, not all men, but I would say if I had one piece of oral sex advice, it has to be go slow. And then the second piece, and it's related, would be tease. We need to incorporate touch and no touch. We need to incorporate spaciousness that allows for her to desire that touch. One thing, a mistake that men do, even men who are great lovers, even men who just aspire to be great lovers, who watch our channels, who are studying right now, is they forget that the balance between touch and no touch is actually where so much of desire is built from. They almost make it like too easy, right? Yeah. It's like they get to the bedroom and they're like serving a buffet. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want crab legs? Do you want this? Do you want muffins? Do you want that? Right? Like I'm here. I'm going to give it all. I'm going to give it all to you right now. Right? But actually, if you were creating like a 5-course meal for someone, they would sit down. You'd get them a glass of wine, no matter how hungry they were, right? You'd you'd tell them, oh, this is what I'm going to serve you. Oh, before you even let them eat, you're like, for our appetizers today, I've prepared spring rolls with mint, and right? Like you don't just stuff food in their face the minute that they get in the door, right? Yeah. And that's what creates an experience. That's what has her lean in and go, ooh, I can't wait till you touch me. Give it to me. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can feel his breath on me. Like, when's he going to touch me with his tongue? That is how great lovers approach touch and tease.
I'm honestly hearing you speak. I'm probably guilty of that myself because, like, honestly, it's such a male nature to kind of get things done. Like, we're just doers and we're just like, we gotta get this mission accomplished, right? And we kind of fail to realize that sex is not a mission that you gotta accomplish. It's something that you gotta, again, you approach it as a meal, which is a meal at a restaurant, which I never heard of this analogy, but it's actually very true. And personally myself, I need to remind myself of taking it slow in the future.